Hi everyone! Today I'm sending you best greetings from my summer house. The weather is great outside, so we're all convinced that it's Indian summer. It's the great time when you see multi-colorful foliage on the ground and you understand that you don't need to go far to make your life happy. You can stay here in Vinnitsa or Vinnitsa region because east or west, but home is best. And you can travel a lot, but then you come back home, you understand that your soul is here and you're not homesick anymore. There are so many mesmerizing, outrageous, brilliant, great, amazing places and awesome in Vinnitsa region. This is the place which is surrounded by multiple lakes, rivers, fields and valleys. This place is really worth visiting. I'm a professional guide, so I can provide you with lots of information and special outrageous excursions around Vinnitsa and Vinnitsa region. If you would like now to follow me and see what we can track and show you wonderful route in Vinnitsa, please keep watching us. Let's learn our basic vocabulary for traveling. So we can use lots of adjectives. For instance, mesmerizing, outstanding, awesome, fabulous, picturesque. The place can be picturesque, isolated. The place can be crowded, where you have many people. The place can be also fascinating, spectacular, and you can see many different landmarks and sightseeing spots and sites in Vinnitsa. It can be gorgeous, and you will become omnipotent, omnipresent, and feel yourself as hub of the universe. Incredible, seeing different castles, monuments, statues, and other marvelous things around Vinnitsa and Vinnitsa region. Different valleys, meadows, and museums. Let's review our basic vocabulary one more time. I find this place fascinating. I find this place fascinating. I find this place thrilling. I find this place thrilling. Picturesque. Picturesque. The place is surrounded by rivers. The place is surrounded by meadows. The sight is worth seeing. The sight is worth seeing. Unspoiled. Unspoiled. Crowded. Crowded. Picturesque. Picturesque. Polluted. Polluted. Lively. Lively. Mysterious. Mysterious. Dull. Dull. So Laura and I, one of our best American teachers, the native speaker at our school Polyglot, decided to clarify for you different meaning for almost the same word as means to travel, you know. So the first one is trip.
So a trip could be something like I'm going to take a trip to Spain, or it could be I'm going to take a trip across town to see my friend. So a trip can be short or long, and it's usually just moving from one location to another, but some sort of visit on the other end.
What about the second word and its clarification, business trip?
Obviously, with a business trip, it's any kind of trip that you take about business. So if in your job you're required to attend a conference, that would be a business trip. Or maybe you have to go visit a customer, that would be a business trip. Even if it's just in the next village or the next town or even across town, you could still say a business trip.
What about voyage?
Voyage we tend to use when we're going on a boat or a ship, or a cruise liner. We tend to say bon voyage, which is some of the French-based, but that's a voyage whenever you go across the water. At least culturally, that's how we use it.
And final clarification is journey.
Journey. Journey can be not just physical, like I'm taking a journey and I'm going to be stopping in Slovakia and Morocco and Italy, but a journey can also be an emotional journey. It was a journey that I went on as I discovered some things that happened to me as a child, and now I'm working through them. Or it could be a journey through a job. This job has been a real journey, meaning that I've had to get certificates and I had to go here and I had to go there, and not just physically but emotionally and psychologically. So a journey can apply to all of those things.
Bunches of help, Laura. I hope our native speaker teacher clarified for you all these words.
I am convinced that our extraordinary route will make you happy today. So, follow us. We will tell you today about castles, places, palaces, and museums of Vinnytsia. Bunker Werewolf, Hitler's military headquarters. Interesting facts. It was visited by Hitler. During the tour route, there is information about horrors of the occupation, courageous resistance of the people, history of the bunker, its significance and impact on the events of World War II, the liberation of Vinnitsa from Nazi invaders. The next attraction is Pyrgo Museum and Crypt. Interesting facts. Pyrgo's mummy is located in Vinnitsa. Local History Museum. Interesting facts. It has its own dinosaur. There is a skeleton of the mammoth that has survived through the ages, almost 95%. A unique collection of gold jewelry of the Bronze Age and the Sarmatian period. 3D show at the Southern Bog River Fountain. Interesting facts. The largest floating fountain in Europe. Length of the soccer field. The height of the jet is higher than the Statue of Liberty, like the Tower Bridge. Vinnitsa catacombs. Interesting facts. The ghost of the monk was photographed here. The artifacts left by the town people and conquerors for 4 centuries are still found. They also talk about dangerous plagues and forgotten treasures and military secrets left by the Nazis. What is there of real? Let's investigate. It's better once to visit than thousands times to hear about that. So let's continue our trip. Voronovitsia. The Grikolitsky Mozhaisky Palace in Voronovitsia is a 3-story building in the style of early classicism, which was built during 1770s, 1777. Interesting facts. This is where the Artcraft model was first tested. In memory of this, in 1971, the Museum of the History of Aviation and Cosmonautics was founded in the place. It is named after Mozhaisky. Ivaniv, Castle Palace of the Kolonevskis, Cherepashency. There is a lake with the depth of 80 meters, which resembles to many people Maldives. Bar, Chikhachov Palace Estate. Interesting fact. Tikhachov bought the estate in the 1860s. Later, he built a palace for the construction of which materials were imported from abroad, from England. Around the palace, he planted a park for his daughter Sophia. According to the stories of old-timers, the trees in the park seem to have been planted in the name of his daughter Sonia. Tulchin, Pototsky Palace and Park, Podilsky, Versailles. was built in the second half of the 18th century. It was designed by French architect Joseph Lacroix in the style of Classicism. Interesting facts. The owner of the estate, Stanislav Shansky, in historiography, his name is also given as Stanislav Felix Pototsky. Stanislav Felix Shansky Pototsky, Felix Pototsky, and Shansky Pototsky, etc., was one of the richest people in the region and had 165,000 serfs. One of the most famous family religious buildings in Vinnitsa region, which was visited that day by travel bloggers and representatives of tourist companies, is the Pototsky Church in the village of Pechera. The project of the building belongs to the famous architect Vladislav Gorodatsky, the author of the Kiev House of Chimeras. At the same time, the church is mausoleum where the souls of the dead from the noble family rest, by order of Konstantin and Yanina Pototsky. The tomb was designed in the form of a Latin cross in the style of Romanesque Art Nouveau. There is a 300-year-old park near the church. Nemyriv, Palace and Park of Princess Sherbatova, near the town of Nemyriv, which was built at the end of 19th, beginning of 20th century. The building is a two-topped palace in a neoclassical style. Now is the resort which is located there. Mohyliv-Podilsky district of Vinnitsa region. Ladovsky Usiknovinsky Rock Monastery. Interesting facts. Monument of national significance. On the border of Moldova. Ladovsky Usiknovinsky Rock Monastery is one of the oldest in Ukraine. It was founded in 1013. In the 1938, the border with Romania ran along the Dniester. Under the command of General Kurbyshev, a secret line of defense was being built here. One of the bunkers, according to the plan, was located at the foot of the monastery. The Soviet authorities, who declared the Parisians enemies of the people and smugglers, ordered the monastery to be blown up. According to the locals, the detonator who was planting the explosive heard angels singing in the temple, but that did not stop him. Churches and the bell tower flew into the air. The force of the explosion was so strong that part of the dome of the church of St. John the Baptist was seen by people in the Dniester. The revival of the monastery began in 1998 with the arrival of the brothers from Pochaevsky Lavra. Next place is Ilinetsky Meteorite crater. Interesting facts. Ilinets, a stromblem, translated from Latin as a star wound, is one of the oldest in the world. There are only 7 meteorite craters in Ukraine. Ilinetsky meteorite crater emerged 400 million years ago as a result of the collision of the meteorite weighing about 40 million tons and with a diameter of 230-300 meters with solid rocks of the Ukrainian crystal shield. As a result of the collision, a crater with an initial diameter of about 7 kilometers and a depth of up to 800 meters was formed. In 1974, diamonds were found here. Among the most valuable finds, the world's largest agate, which is now on display in the Berlin Museum, was found in this crater. Chernyatin, Palace and Park Monument of Garden and Park Art of National Importance, Chernyatin Park. Interesting facts. Beautiful landscape park created in the late 18th century. The alley of 300-year-old oaks is of great value. Brailiv, the estate of von Meck, Tchaikovsky and von Meck Museum. Interesting facts. The palace and park complex on the banks of the Riv was built in 1868 by the railway magnate von Meck. Nadezhda Filaretovna von Meck went down in history thanks to her friendship with the great composer Peter Tchaikovsky. On the recommendation of the director of the Moscow Philharmonics, Nikolai Rubinstein, in 1866, the von Merck family commissioned Tchaikovsky to write a piece of music. The friendship of the owner of the estate with the famous composer lasted 14 years. They communicated only through correspondence. Markivka, Teplitsky district, Museum of Leontovich. Interesting facts. Shchedrik is one of the most popular arrangements of Mykola Leontovich, known not only in Ukraine, but also all over the world as Call Carol Call of the Bells. Khmelnyk resort town. Interesting facts. The leading and only radon resort in Ukraine. It is located in the picturesque corner of Vinnitsa region and has everything you need for treatment, rehabilitation, and recreation. Unique radon mineral waters, large deposits of healing peat mud, favorable climate, clean, highly ionized air, proximity to the river, and large forest. And finally, the last for today, but not the least, Mala Rostivka, Orativ district, neo-Gothic red brick palace. Interesting facts. Inside the estate is the master's chair. Looking at it, one gets the impression that Masons or members of the Order of Templars gathered here and reformed their secret rites.
Rock Temple is considered the most famous and interesting archaeological monument in the village of Busha, which is called the Bushan Miracle. Podolsk Shrine is a pre-Christian rock temple. It is located on the right bank of the river Bushanka, at a distance of 1 kilometer from the confluence with the river Murafa. The greatest value of the church is the rock relief studied by the famous Kiev scientist, historian Antonovich in 1883. Created in a natural cleft, it impresses with its mystery and uniqueness. Accidentally discovered in 1824 during excavations by the local landlord Ostoya Ovsiany. This ancient building has been attracting the attention of scientists for almost 200 years. There are many versions in this regard. A large number of scientists have tried to solve the mystery of the Bushan relief. The relief image of a tree without leaves, a rooster, a deer, and the person on knees causes admiration and surprise. There is nothing like this in Europe and perhaps all over the world. The millennial rock has preserved the spirit of distant beliefs, ancient symbols created by an unknown author. The pagan temple in Busha is mysterious and mythical.
If you would like to know more and travel with us, investigate more about Vinnitsa region, and maybe know more extraordinary facts about Ukraine, please keep watching us and contact with us. We'll provide you with the best ever memorable excursion in your life.
Thank you for staying today with us, but please don't forget that after my video I always leave assignments. So I'd like you to accomplish all of the tasks because they are really important and they will improve your vocabulary about traveling. Thank you very much for staying with us today, and also please write me in comments about your autumn and winter bucket list, which means what you're craving to do during this time. For example, my bucket list in autumn is to gather many foliage, many different leaves, and jump into the foliage, and also bake pumpkin pie and cook pumpkin soup. What about your autumn bucket list? Please write us in comments. Please subscribe to our channel, and who knows, maybe your dreams will come true, because I will teach you English, which you always had a dream to learn. But with us, it will make your life easier. You will learn it in no time.